Hello friends, today I am going to talk about a trending topic that is coronavirus, otherwise known as COVID-19. I am going to tell about its epidemiology, morphology and clinical features, pathogenesis and its clinical features and lab investigations, and also the treatment and management. At last, how will you manage this case? We will discuss everything about it in details. Let's start about its epidemiology. If you'll see, COVID-19 means coronavirus disease 2019. First, this disease comes from China in Wuhan city in 1st December 2019. COVID-19 is a virus of number of family which causes illness in human and animal also, like common cold, MERS, that is Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, and SARS, severe acute respiratory syndrome, etc. Okay, in 1st December 2019, World Health Organization in China reported several pneumonia cases of unknown etiology at the date of 31st December. In 1st Jan 2020, Wuhan city food market closed. In 7th January 2020, the virus was identified as coronavirus. In 13th Jan 2020, Thailand, the first other country to affect with coronavirus. After China, Thailand is the first country which is affected by affected by the coronavirus. You should remember this. In 30th January 2020, India reports its first COVID-19 cases. This is also important. And like this, some dates are mentioned. You should remember these things. Okay. Nowadays, 120 plus countries affected in this virus. 120 plus countries are affected till now. For this virus, antimalarial and antiretroviral drugs are used for treatment. Its incubation period is 1 to 14 days. Okay, this is all about the epidemiology. Let's see its morphological features, how it looks like and how it divides. One second. Let's see its morphology. This is how the virus looks like. If you see this virus, it looks like a crown shape. The crown shape is due to the glycoprotein, spike glycoprotein. These are the glycoproteins. This gives the shape like crown. So the virus is named as coronavirus. It is a enveloped virus. You should remember this. It is a enveloped virus. Presence of envelope. It is the largest RNA virus with helical symmetry, and it is a positive sense single stranded RNA and non-segmented largest genome. These things about morphology you should remember. This is the envelope, so it is an enveloped RNA. These are the RNA of this virus. Okay, this is all about the morphology of virus. Then we'll see the classification. The classification of coronavirus. If you'll see the classification, it is basically of two types. One is corona virini, and the second one is toro Virinae. Okay. Again, corona virinae divides into 4 categories. You should remember this: alpha, beta, gamma, and delta. Okay. Mostly all of are infect animals. Only this gamma which infects birds. You should remember this. Alpha, beta, and gamma all are infect animals, and this gamma mostly infect birds. And another thing is this alpha, beta, gamma are infect animals. After infect animals, this virus transmit to humans also. So humans are get the disease from animals. There are 6 recognized coronavirus to cause human infections. Okay, I will see all 6 in details. The first one is human corona virus 229E. Second one is human coronavirus NL63. You should remember this. And the third one is human coronavirus OC43. Fourth one is human coronavirus HKU1. The fifth one is SARS COVID. The sixth one is MERS CoV. And the seventh one is COVID-19 SARS CoV-2. Okay, these all 7 categories you should remember. And what is the clinical symptoms? How a patient comes to the hospital? Okay, if you see the symptoms are basically cough, mainly dry cough, fever, and diarrhea also present. Pneumonia also there. These are the basic symptoms. Pneumonia with dry cough and fever, pneumonia, cough and fever. These are the classical symptoms for coronavirus. Okay. Then we'll see the microbiological aspects. See how the virus enter. We'll see. First, the virus enters to the human body by nose or maybe in mouth or by eye. Eye, nose, mouth. These are the 3 routes the virus can enter. Okay. Then the virus particle uncoated and the non-segmented genome enters the normal cell cytoplasm. Okay. Then COVID-19 has RNA dependent RNA polymerase enzyme is there. This you should remember. RNA dependent RNA polymerase is there, which is known as RDRP enzyme. Okay. This enzyme is most important. You should remember this. So this enzyme produces new RNA and causes infection. This is how the virus enters and causes infection. Then we'll see the most important things is the pathogenesis. What is the pathogenesis? Okay. First, the virus affect the respiratory cells. The virus affect respiratory cells. Then the respiratory cells has ACE receptor. The respiratory cells in alveoli, the ACE receptor angiotensin converting enzyme is present. The virus, this coronavirus, COVID-19 virus, attaches with the ACE2 receptor. Then what happens? It will damage the epithelial cells of the lungs. Okay, so the patient have symptoms like sore throat, respiratory diseases and pneumonia. Okay, actually the virus going to the lungs and it attack the macrophage and dendritic cell. Okay, if the macrophage and dendritic cell are involved in any reaction, then type 4 hypersensitivity reaction occurs. Okay, if type 4 hypersensitivity reaction occurs, it will release cytokinins. Okay, if cytokinin will release, they will cause inflammatory response. Okay, if inflammatory response occurs, the patient comes up with fevers, fever, chill, etc. Okay, so fever occurs basically in coronavirus patients. Then we will see the severity of diseases. In case of hypertensive patients, the severity is more because they are taking AC blockers. So if the hypertensive patient comes up with corona infection, then the outcome is very poor. Okay, in case of cancer patients also the outcome is poor. Diabetic mellitus patients also the outcome is poor. These are things you should remember. And we'll see how we'll diagnose this case. Lab diagnosis. I told you before, the enzyme is RNA dependent DNA polymerase is involved in this. So we should diagnose this virus by the technique is called RT-PCR, real-time reverse transcriptase polymerase chain reaction. This is the diagnostic test for COVID-19. Okay, and other genes are also involved, are N gene, E gene and RP gene. We should look for this gene also. If these genes are found by this test, these are also confirmatory for COVID-19. Okay, this is most important. If RP gene is positive, means it is positive for COVID-19. Okay, after that we will see how to treat if a coronavirus patient comes to the hospital. Basically, in India and other countries also, we are giving antiviral drugs. We basically knows there is no possible treatment till now by FDA. So we are giving only precaution only. We are giving only precautions. We treat the patient by giving antiviral drugs like remdesivir and flavilavir. These two drugs are earlier used for Ebola virus. Okay. What is the mechanism of action behind this is they inhibit the RNA dependent RNA polymerase enzyme. This is the mechanism of action. Or we can give the combinations of chloroquine, which is an anti-malarial drug, with oseltamivir, which is an anti-influenza drug. With this we can give protease inhibitor like lopinavir. We can give these three drug combinations also. Okay, these are the treatment therapy, which is the pharmacological aspects. Then we'll see how will you manage this case. Management is most important for this disease. Okay, let's see how we'll manage. The first management is, if a patient comes, you'll give the drugs, supportive drugs. First is drugs. I have told about all these drugs. Then second is, you will maintain all the vital like blood pressure, temperature, respiratory rate, and partial pressure of oxygen, etc. We should monitor every time. In third, if the patient is not recovered by this procedure, at last we'll transport the patient to the ventilator room. Okay, you have to ventilize the patient at 12 mm Hg atmospheric pressure. Okay, normally 12 mm Hg atmospheric pressure given to patients, but in case of coronavirus we have to give 6 mm Hg atmospheric pressure of oxygen. After ventilating this patient, if the patient is not recovering, then at last we can do ECMO, that is extra corporeal membrane oxygenation. This is the techniques which we can apply for critical ill patient. Okay, for this patient only we can do this procedure at last. If nothing will work, like drugs will not work, ventilator also not work, then we can do ECMO. It is a very cost effective procedure, and it is done at last. Okay, then we can give other supportive drugs like neuromuscular blockers for muscle pain. Then we can maintain vitals every time. Okay, these are the management. I'm showing now some pictures regarding this. Let's see. This patient is in ventilator now. Just look at this picture. This patient is in ventilator room. He is in supine position. In India, if you will do ventilation, all the patients are in supine position only, but in case of other countries like China and all, they are doing in prone position, so it is not very much effective. Supine position, effective for ventilation, very well. Okay, you should remember this. And I am going to show you another picture. Let's see. One second. See this picture. This is the picture showing you the ECMO technique, extra corporeal membrane oxygenation technique. In this technique, we should remove the deoxygenated blood, all the deoxygenated blood removed from the patient by heart-lung machine. This is the heart-lung machine, how it works. So we give rest to the lungs and heart. If we will remove the deoxygenated blood, then obviously lungs and hearts are not working at the time, so we can give some rest to them so that lungs will inflame and it will recover its normal position. Okay, this is how ECMO procedure have done. And another thing is ECMO used only for critical ill patient who have bilateral pneumonia. Okay, you should remember this. It is important point. Then at last you see how and when you will discharge the patient. You have to check everything, how to discharge patient. Okay, you should check two consecutive PCR, that is RT-PCR. Okay, two consecutive PCR report should be negative at least 24 hours apart. Okay, then we have to check its you should check the patient's clinical, morphological and radiological improvement. Okay, you should check the patient's clinical, morphological and radiological improvement. If the patient improves a lot, then we can discharge this patient. Okay, so I have told these two criteria. First, two consecutive PCR report at least 24 hours apart is negative. After that, patient's clinical, morphological and radiological improvement occurs, so we can discharge this patient. This is all about the COVID-19 disease, and I'm going to show you another two images. Let's see. One second. Now means today the active cases all over the world is 38 lakh. Just see, 38 lakh 45,313, and total death is 2 lakh 65,869, and 13 lakhs 14,877 are recovered already till now. Today it's 7th May. Okay, all over the world. If you'll see in India, what happens? If you'll see in India, this case, the total case is confirmed is 52,952, and total recovered case is 15,267. The death case is till now 1,783. Maharashtra has the highest number of cases, that is 14,541. Till now 583 deaths are there. then Gujarat, then Delhi, then Rajasthan, etc. Okay. I think that's all for coronavirus. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe us. Thank you.